Welcome to firstoffthebike.com's Tri Café, presented by Degani's Cafe. This is the show that throws all things at triathlon, and I'm joined tonight by, I've got Herald Sun journalist Daniel Hoy and also Ironman champion, winner of an Ironman WA, Mitch Anderson. Guys, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Well, it's already a big year. We're looking at 2010. It was a big year last year as well. We had a number of things go down, but taking a look at this year in 2010, what's going to happen for you, Mitch? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, obviously I'm looking forward to getting on the racetrack, something which I didn't get to do much last year. But yeah, I think it's going to be a massive year for Australian triathlon, full stop. And
Daniel, you've seen it all from the Little Paper's perspective. You've covered all the big races that have gone on. Chrissy Wellington, she's had an early season fall. She's broken her hand. How do you see that, making her season unfold?
I'm not sure it's going to hurt her really, because she doesn't use her hand for much except sitting on the bike, which is, I don't think she's human.
There is
personally.
Swimming though, of course.
That's right.
Does
I did forget
hands.
about swimming. But Mitch is a doctor, maybe he might have a better idea as to how it's going to affect her.
Having just come from the surgical ward myself, if she has a surgical, obviously she'll have a surgical scar. They've put some plates and some screws into her wrist. She's probably 6 weeks away from properly load bearing with that metalwork in there. That said, she'll be swimming within a couple of weeks. So I would say, I agree with you still, Daniel, that she'll be right back on track pretty quickly.
She's not going to lose a lot, you wouldn't think. But the other one who must be someone who's cursed at the moment with injuries, Luke Bell, who riding out with a couple of pros, he was just doing some crazy miles down Beach Road here in Victoria, come down, broken both elbows. Explain that to us.
Well, I think that Katie McTeer is the unhappiest ex-pro cyclist in Melbourne right now. She's had 2 stacks in 4 weeks. And managed to take down her husband, Greg Henderson, who's just off to the Tour Down Under, but also Luke Bell, who's now Mr. Thunderbird with 2 broken elbows. Look, again, he's a man who's only going to be off the track for, say, 2 weeks. He hasn't got his arms in casts at all, and he's still able to drink coffee, so this is a good thing. He'll be right in a couple of weeks, and you won't see him in New Zealand anymore, but we'll definitely see him later in the season.
He talked about in Kona, he talked about sort of the new generation of Luke Bell, version 2.0, taking things a little bit more to the next level. And this is something that's going to really, throw him a little bit of a spanner, and we'll see how community is to coming back to full-time and how his community is to coming back to that, that 2.0 version, or the reinvention of himself.
Well, he took stacking to the next level, which is great. But look, you can't question Luke Bell's commitment. He is an absolute monster on the training track, and he was in excellent form. He got 4th at a multi-sport race, Anaconda, in Lawn about 4 weeks ago. He's in cracking form. He'll get back to form very quickly.
The other big story, I guess, for injury and people coming back, Daniel, is the Emma Snowsill injury. She was hurt most of last year, had to sit down and watch training partner and buddy Emma Moffat clean up the ITU world. How's she going to go this year? She's got to be just really dying to get back into the racing scene.
And you'd think too that she'd just be straight back to the top pretty quickly. You would think.
Giving you want to say hello to all the people in ITU world, all the girls out there who Daniel always just dismissed. What about the Lisa Nordens, the Moffats?
Yeah, she'll dominate them. If Moffat is beating them, she'll beat them, because she knows that she's got Moffat covered. She trains with her. It's all under control.
Do you think Emma Moffat has not made a huge step forward now, and that you would think that she might be someone who is going to really take it to Snowsill?
No.
Okay.
In a word.
Definitive. Definitive.
Be definitive.
Coming up after the break, we're going to be talking about the next phase for triathlon in Australia. We're also going to take a look at some of the big issues that were around last year and are starting to surface already this year. Welcome back to firstoffthebike.com's Tri Café, presented by Degani's Cafe. Daniel Hoy and Mitch Anderson here, just having a chat about all things triathlon. Good use of the props there, fella. The big issue that came out at the end of 2009, I guess, with Clearwater and a few other races around the world was drafting, and the dreaded D word has reared its head already again this season. Mitch, you've been at the pointy end of the field on the bike, known as an Uber biker, and I'll get shot if I say that one more time during this series. But from your perspective, is it the biggest problem we've got in triathlon?
Look, I think it's a continual issue, and it's getting worse because of the numbers. It's also getting worse in the pro fields because of the superiority of the WTC over the ITU. And we're seeing a lot of money being thrown in the 70.3 series now, which means that we've got more ITU athletes going longer, and it means that the bunch sizes are getting bigger. And so the fields are getting stratified essentially by the money.
It's economics though, isn't it? You can't just say, oh, let's have a race of 1,000 or 800 people, because the economics don't add up by the time you put in an infrastructure for a triathlon. So where do they draw it?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, WTC are a corporation, so it's all about the dollars, isn't it, really, at the end of the day, for them.
And they're trying to make money, so I guess, obviously saying you're getting more people on the course.
That's right.
The end result is, though, what you get every Monday morning is the Monday morning quarterbacks just going nuts, and you have this huge volume of forum traffic complaining about drafting.
Well, but really, who cares about the forums? That's what I want to say. I couldn't give a rat's toss bag, to quote
Malcolm Blight,
about what anyone says on a forum, because that's the minority. What the majority are going out and doing is actually participating and competing in races, and the drafting really doesn't matter for the majority of people. They're just out there having a bash. There's a small minority of people who it matters for, which are the pros, because obviously it affects their livelihood, and also some of the top ages. But let's be honest here. It's like worrying about getting bashed in the CBD. It's a very low probability of it actually affecting your life in a significant way.
And if you are, as you said, one of the good age groupers, and you've got somebody who sits on your wheel, that person, like I was talking to Phil and I were talking about it. It's like playing golf and kicking your ball out from the trees.
You're cheating yourself.
You're cheating yourself, and then you get off and you go, I had the fastest bike split of my whole career. Well, it's because you sat on somebody's wheel for half an hour.
It's like being the world's tallest dwarf.
Exactly.
Nobody really cares.
That's right.
It's
fastest white man in the world.
The world's loudest whisperer.
Best left-handed golfer.
Okay.
No one cares.
Now, Ironman Melbourne has come up. It's something that has been whispered around, and we wrote articles about this on firstoffthebike.com. But let's face it, it's not the greatest idea. You can't stick an Ironman race in the middle of a major city and expect it to take off.
It is a great idea, though.
It is a great idea.
Melburnians will go down.
No, they won't.
They will.
Absolutely
It'll be packed.
not. It will not be packed. It'll be a ghost town.
We're sports mad. It's going to be down in the Docklands, purportedly. We're going to be swimming in the docks. Superb. It's beautiful in there. And then going for a little spin down Beach Road, and then running a 2-lap course up and down the Esplanade.
Absolute rubbish.
It is a spectator's dream.
It's
a wet
not,
dream.
It's horrible. You're going to be swimming in a polluted waterway. You don't need a wetsuit because you'll swim on top of the oil slick. Then you'll go and ride down Beach Road, and it'll be carnage because it'll be draft central. And the third part about this is that when you've got a major city, there's nothing compelling someone to stick around at a finish line.
I would disagree.
No,
There's a huge amount of accommodation in a very small area. Melbourne's a great place to visit, and we're huge on triathlon. We had 2,500 people turn up to the Gatorade on the weekend, run by Dave Hansen. And if it's a military operation like it is down there, we can easily get 2,000 people on a course. We've got the airport, we've got public transport. It's a perfect setup.
I'm yet to be convinced about that, but...
Really? I wasn't picking that up.
That's all we have time for this first edition of firstoffthebike.com's Tri Café, presented by our beautiful friends here at Degani's Cafes. Thanks to them for coming on board as well. We'll see you next time as we continue to roll this out. There's an 8-show series lining up, but if you need more information on triathlon, get on to firstoffthebike.com.
You stay classy.
San Diego.